What's up, degenerates? Mad Mulligan here for Cold Bear Sport. Right, we still have one to come this evening. Our first two selections a little bit disappointing. So, Golden Tornado just ran there, and look, just I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Just got slow away at the start. Very hard, bit keen then, and then got settled, and then had to challenge very wide and just forget about it. Just one of those days, just victim to a slow start, then he runs keen, and then he's caught on the wide outside. And look, it's easy to sit around and point fingers there, but it's a tough one for Colin Keane there, because for the simple reason, he's riding a horse that is slow away, then he gets keen, and then he gets him settled, and then once he gets him settled, he's in a position where he just has no passage, and therefore he has to challenge wide. And when you're on a well-handicapped horse, that can be a good thing. Then he challenges wide, but it's just far, far too wide, and you end up far too far back. So, look, these things happen, and that's horse racing, and this is going to happen. But let's hope Crane in the last can get us out of jail in Yarmouth. The massive 3 points each way selection for this improving horse. Right, let's move on to tomorrow. So the curragh's on tomorrow. Before I do that, I just did a live of a breakdown of the Epson Derby and the Coronation Cup and the Oaks. I just went through the races. To be honest, it wasn't a great live, but I did it anyway. I was very busy today and my head was all over the shop. But check that out if you want. I'll just talk on a few of the horses. I give my opinions on some of the runners at Epsom. We will do a good one on here a bit closer to the time as well. Right, let's just touch on my horse to follow tomorrow. So I have a horse to follow. Get out your notebooks. St. George's Bay. Now this horse runs tomorrow in Kempton. Now just forgive me, lads, I don't have the time. I'll get the lads to put it in the chat. He's running, and he's a son of 𝗕𝗂𝗶𝗆. He's definitely looks a nice type. He's trained by Ed Walker, and I like this horse. He's in a novice, I think it's a novice stakes tomorrow. Now, he might just be still getting the hang of things, but when this colt does get the hang of things, I think he's much better than he's shown. Can he show it tomorrow? Probably not. Can he show it in the future? Absolutely. So St. George's Bay, follow him. Fine big horse, ran well in Newbury last day, still learning. Right, one selection tomorrow, the 5:30 in the curragh. sonaiyla, is it, or however you pronounce it, sonaiyla or however, I'm not even going to get into it. Ronnie Whelan in the saddle, the daughter of Dark Angel. 5:30 at the curragh tomorrow, and this horse should win. Should definitely win on its last run. And I think it's going to win. One selection, one winner. That's what I got for you tomorrow, and a horse to follow, St. George's Bay. I just think the form of the last run is just very, very good. This horse is 9-4. Might be value at 9-4. Could win this race tomorrow on that run alone. So hopefully if it steps up back on drying ground, the ground's getting a bit drier, so definitely help. I just think this filly definitely boasts a lot of good form, and I just think she's going to be far too good for this field tomorrow. So the 5:30 tomorrow, we'll give her a 2-point win selection. She's 9-4, and if I was you, I'd take it. I think she's a good bet at 9-4. Definitely do. I think Lustin Baba, the second favourite, I liked its run the last day. Definitely has stepped up. Could improve for a strong or a stiff 6. But she'll have to come a long way to catch this filly. I think she has some good runs, but I think over 6 furlongs tomorrow, this filly has the form in the book to really, really stamp her authority in this race. So really, really interesting, and definitely one to follow. Right, let's just run over the Epson Derby for you real quick. The live was on Facebook, but I'll give it to ye here now. Right, Bolshoi ballet at the top of the market, been pretty impressive so far. even though I think holes can be picked in the form. High Definition probably should stay in his stable, show up for the Irish Derby. I think he'd win it. John Leeper, ridden by Adam Kirby, trained by N. Dunlop. Definitely a very, very interesting horse, and learned a lot the last day. Did a lot wrong the last day, but as I say, it's always better to do a lot wrong the race before the Derby and not in the Derby. So he was beneficiary of a little swinging canter around the track as well the last day. Nothing too hectic, just nice and settled. Got him to switch off and let them kind of not even, just a nice half speed down the straight on the bridle. And I think Ed Dunlop's whole idea of that was just getting him to not so much get used to the track, that too, but as he said in an interview, he just wanted to see the horse relax. Now, he did, but cantering around there with one horse head, you know yourself, it's a lot different to the Derby. But this horse has to be a player. Hit the line so strong the last day after doing a lot wrong. The pedigree, Frankel, and Snow Fairy, unbelievable. So, Max Sweeney, definitely a horse with a big shout. That piece of form beating Poetic Flare the last day, lads, in the Irish Guineas after coming from the back of a run where the horse just wasn't himself. This is definitely a big player. Hurricane Lane, done nothing wrong. William Buick definitely looks like the triple suit him. And he's a massive price, lads. This horse is 10 to 1. Bolshoi ballet at 5 to 4 is fucking madness. And that is it. I don't care. It's madness. The form of that last race, we're going to... I'm telling you. It's madness. You can't back him. He might win. You cannot back this horse at 5 to 4. This is one of the strongest derbies there has been in a good while. Van Gogh, third realm, and a couple of other lively outsiders. One Ruler, Ren O'Kane, the Guineas can step up 25 to 1. Adiyar, 33 to 1. Gear Up. Lone Eagle, very impressive on soft ground the last day. Really was. And yeah, I don't know about the Derby, but we tipped him up for you the last day and you backed him. To be honest, I didn't think I'd see him coming here, but he was so impressive. He definitely should take his chance. Right, let's touch on Bolshoi Ballet. Very impressive. Stepped up on his first run to his second run, but I don't know, lads. I think the form of the last race, I think Max Sweeney, definitely there was something wrong. Taipan was very slow away. Lochderg is still green enough. He is improving, so he does run at the Curragh tomorrow. He might improve enough that he can win at the Curragh, but at the same time, on this day, he was in need of the experience, I think. And I don't like the form. I like the horse. I like Bolshoi Ballet. He looks quick. He looks nimble. He looks balanced. He looks everything that will handle the course, and definitely is the right favourite. Would you back him at 5 to 4? Absolutely not. I'd sooner poke my eyeballs out with a pin. High Definition. This is a horse, lads. This is a lovely horse, but this is a late developing son of Galileo, and you have to think, if Aidan O'Brien at night, if I was lying under Aidan O'Brien's bed, I'd say the conversation before he goes to sleep is, I just don't think he'll handle Epson, lads. He is a fine horse, and we should put him away, show up in the Irish Derby and win it, because this horse, his conformation is still a little underdeveloped. You can tell that in his walk. He's a big, fine horse, but I just think at this stage of his career, Epson might just come a little bit soon. But Aidan O'Brien does have the facility to let him have a little gallop around that place, and maybe he does handle it a little bit better. But every little bit of horseman inside of me is thinking, I can see him getting a little unbalanced maybe through the race and getting organised a bit late and maybe running on strong. But look, Epson mightn't harm him, but I just wouldn't bring this horse to Epson. Although he looks like he could be a bit of a machine. I really liked his run the last day. when you see a big horse like that, a big late developer like that, run that well, first run as a 3-year-old, he's still weak, lads. He still just isn't finished maturing, and when he does, he'd be very good. He's a horse I like to see stay in training, and next year could be massive for him. Definitely, I'd like to see him go the Irish Derby route and maybe the Leger. I don't know if he shows up. And look, there's no declarations. I don't know, but there's only one Epson Derby, so I feel like maybe they will run him. And look, he deserves to take his chance. If he handles it, from me, I'd sooner back him. If Aidan was sure he could, his physicality wasn't going to be too immature to handle it, then he's a great price at 7-1. But I just think High Definition is probably going to be too immature this early in the season to win the Epson Derby. I'll leave it there. John Leeper, let's touch on this horse. Very, very impressive. And Adam Kirby in the saddle. What a day this will be. And is a live runner. 100%. This horse was very, very green the last day, and he would have learned a lot. But to do what he did, and he was never as impressive as he was at the line. And that is the sign of a very, very good horse. When you do a lot wrong, but you fucking take off a stride from the line. And he didn't take off as in a speed sense, but just in a pure classy sense. He just lengthened to the line, and that is a very, very good sign for a horse. Max Sweeney, Rory Cleary at his brilliant best, really taking down the Poetic Flare the last day, and it was just a great ride on the day. And Kevin Manning's Charge was a very, very good horse, and that piece of form is serious. 7-1. He definitely, but he does represent, I suppose, value. Definitely does at that price. Right, our selection, third realm. We advise ye before the Linkfield trial at 100-1. I hope ye took notice. He is now 12-1. And for me, the 𝗪𝗔 𝗪𝗏 is an unassuming, massive improver. He put away a horse that was nicely fancied that day, and he's a massive price in the Derby, 33-1. ADR, ridden by Oisin Murphy. So really, really interesting. But I think third realm, our selection, could run well. One of the guys behind the scenes fancies Van Gogh to outrun his odds. So the trip will definitely bring out improvement. Is he classy enough? Who knows? Sir Lamorak, another one that there is a little bit of money for. Youth Spirit, impressive enough for the Baldwin team, but we'll have to step up again on that Chester run. So we'll go down through them. Lone Eagle, as we said, we advised him the last day. We told you to back him. He bolts up. Soft ground was his thing. Quick ground around Epson, and it looks like it's going to be a dry week in England. So it's interesting. Look, Bolshoi ballet, I'm just going to say, yes, he has been very impressive his last two runs. But I just wonder the last day, I thought Max Sweeney, there was something amiss with him. I said to the guys just before the off, I said to the guys beside me, the team, we were sitting in the office, I said, this horse just didn't look right, and he just wasn't right that day. And then of course he ran that way, but he bounced back. Like, the form of the run, to come off the back of the disappointing run and to put in that performance in the Guineas, if he steps forward again and sees out the 1.5 miles, he's a massive player, there's no doubt about it. Right, I've said me bit. I leave you there, lads. The time for codding is over. Stay following. And yeah, let's hope Crane can get us out of jail. And yeah, horse to follow, St. George's Bay tomorrow. I'll get the lads to put up the time. He's in a novice stakes at Kempton. Just put him in your notebooks. Keep an eye on him. Back him tomorrow if you want. You know, I might just put a couple of euros each way. But definitely a horse moving forward for the future. He might be still a little green, to do himself justice. So the 5:30 at the curragh, Ronnie Whelan riding the daughter of Dark Angel, sonaiyla, or however you pronounce it. Son, my head is gone. So busy, boys. I'm setting up studios, the 𝗀𝗡𝗏 Sports studios and offices we're setting up at the minute. So stay following. Website coming soon. Anyway, the time for codding is over. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of the Epson Derby. And yeah, stay tuned, stay following for many more good racing previews, recaps and a fun, safe selection. The time for codding is over.